Female dragon sold for being infertile. Human farmer with twins takes her in. They drag her out in chains. A dozen guards struggle to control her. 4 meters of scale, muscle, and fury. Her wings were pinned, her snout muzzled, her claws capped in steel. The auction square stank of fear and dust. Lot 73, barked the announcer. Female Drakari, 6 cycles old. Fireless, flight-capable, trained in basic commands. Marked infertile by royal breeders, non-breeding class. Opening bid starts at 500 credits. The crowd murmured. Most turned away. An infertile female was worthless to the great breeding clans. She could not produce heirs, eggs, or profit. A wasted investment. The dragoness snarled, eyes molten gold under the iron muzzle. But there was no fire behind it, just hollow fury, like a storm that had already passed. No one bid, not until a tired voice spoke from the back. I'll take her. Full price. Heads turned. A man in a dusty coat stepped forward, a little girl holding one hand, and a toddler asleep on his back. Name? The auctioneer asked. John Braven, farmer, out of Crescent Vale. The auctioneer snorted. What's a dirt farmer want with Drakari? I got work. She needs a place. Sounds like we fit. The dragoness narrowed her eyes at him. He did not flinch. Fine, the man said. We'll call her Hope. The ride home was slow. Hope sat chained in the back of John's hovercart, wings tucked, muzzle removed. She had not spoken, not that Drakari often did, but her silence was heavy. Not the proud silence of Queen, but the sullen weight of something thrown away. John drove with one hand, the other gently holding the reins of the cart. His little girl, Elia, sat beside Hope, legs swinging. Hi, Elia said, kicking dust. You're very pretty. Hope said nothing. My papa says dragons are smart. I think you're lonely. Still no answer. Do you like stories? I can read one to you when we get home. Hope looked sideways at her. Just once. That night, John let the dragon sleep in the barn, though it was meant for livestock. She curled in the corner, head against her wing, too tired to do anything else. John brought her a whole side of salted meat. She sniffed it, but didn't eat. Before bed, Elia tiptoed in with a blanket. I know you're big, but it's warm, she whispered, tucking it over Hope's tail. Hope watched her. No growl, no snap, just stillness. A week passed. Hope did not speak, but she followed. She watched John plant solar potatoes and reprogram water drones. She stood near Elia while the girl played with her brother, Theo, who was still learning to walk, and she listened. John never barked orders. He spoke plainly. Let the twins climb you. If they want, they trust you. Don't eat the goats. I like them. You want to help? Keep the wild dogs off the fence. Hope obeyed. Silently, obediently, almost carefully. When Elia had nightmares, Hope curled around the house and hummed a low, warm thrum through the walls. Theo liked to nap under her wing in the shade. Still, the dragon never smiled, never flew, never breathed fire. John never asked her to. 2 months in, a storm rolled in from the western cliffs, the kind that tore roofs off and turned dry soil to soup. The fence went first, then the goat pen. John worked through the rain, hammering supports, dragging tarp, shouting over the wind. A crack split the sky, then a scream. Elia. John turned, heart lurching. The little girl had gone to check on Theo's play crate. Now she was pinned under a fallen tree limb, struggling to move, mud pouring in from both sides. John ran, but someone got there first. A silver blur. Hope. The dragon crashed through the mud with terrifying grace. She wedged her shoulder under the branch and heaved. It didn't budge. Her claws slid. Elia. John shouted. Hope looked up at him, and then did something none of them expected. She opened her jaws, inhaled, and exhaled a sudden burst of searing heat. The fire came back. The branch splintered. Hope lifted the girl gently in her claws and cradled her against her warm chest as she walked back through the storm, smoke trailing from her nose. After that, she began to speak. Not much, not often, but enough. I was bred to be a queen, she said one night, lie beside the fields while John weeded. When they found my clutch empty, they branded my wings. I screamed for days. John didn't look up. They're fools. You don't need hatchlings to have worth. Hope was quiet. Then, you're not afraid of me. John chuckled. You met my kids, right? After Theo chewed through your tail tuft, there's not much scarier left. Hope made a sound. Not quite a laugh, but close. Later that week, she flew. Not far, just a loop over the valley. But Elia cheered so loud the goats panicked, and Theo clapped like it was the greatest thing in the galaxy. Hope landed beside them, and let both children crawl up her shoulders. John leaned against a post, watching. Guess you were never broken, he said. No, Hope murmured. Just waiting. The fire season came. Outlaws and old sky bikes descended on small farms, stealing water and burning what they couldn't take. John's farm was targeted like the rest. They came at dawn. 6 riders, masked and armed, their engines roaring like demons. Hope rose from her sleep before the alarms even triggered. She smelled the smoke, heard the laughter. Elia screamed. John grabbed a plasma fork, handed Theo into a crawl crate. The raiders didn't even slow when they saw the family, but they stopped cold when Hope appeared over the ridge. She didn't roar. She howled, a war cry that split the air and made the birds scatter for miles. Fire raged from her chest like a comet. Her wings caught sunlight and turned gold. The raiders turned to flee. They didn't get far. Hope flew low, faster than the bikes, tail lashing and claws snatching. 2 were grounded in seconds. 1 crashed into a solar panel. The others vanished into the canyon. When the dust settled, Hope landed in front of the house and curled her wings protectively around the twins. John looked at the wreckage. Hope snorted. They won't come back. No, John said. They won't. Months passed. The harvest was strong. The colony inspectors came, nervous and blinking at the sight of a Drakari sunbathing with toddlers on her back. This is Infertile 1, one asked. John handed over a report. She saved my daughter's life. Twice. We sleep soundly because of her. But she can't reproduce. She doesn't have to. She's family. Hope glanced sideways. Besides, she said dryly, your paperwork was wrong. What? John blinked. Hope looked down at her chest, where a faint glow pulsed beneath the scales. The light shimmered gently, just barely visible, but unmistakable. She is expecting, John whispered. Elia gasped. You're going to be a mom? Hope smiled for the first time. Soon, she said. The inspectors left red-faced, muttering about misdiagnosis and biological anomalies. But John just laughed and threw another bale of hay into the pen. That night, Hope curled protectively around the twins in the barn. Elia sang softly to her belly. Theo fell asleep with his head against her side. Hope closed her eyes. For the first time, she felt something she hadn't dared to believe in years. Home.